Very ordinary story there for the people who heard it. A seed growing and becoming a big tree from small beginnings, and trusting God in the very ordinary things, and it grows strong. That's a story we sometimes use at a wedding. Makes a change when the wedding feast came. But it's about that love and a relationship which has become strong to commit itself, for two people to commit themselves for life to each other, probably starting very small. Love begins small and grows, like friendship does, or families, or the human person. So trust is our theme for today, and trusting in God in the ordinary things of life. I think we learn to trust a bit when we're very young. We learn to trust that our parents will do what they say they do. And as we're growing up, then we have waverings in trust in adolescent years and early adult years, especially about love. Will love last? We can all remember back, and some people here remember it very recently probably. So that love can suddenly can be very strong and suddenly go. And a relationship which seemed to be the best forever is gone. Life is fast. We fall in love or hurt in love. But over the different experiences of our lives, something happens about trusting people and trusting God. And we need to be able to trust. It's fantastic to find somebody and to find a religious God that we can trust. Sometimes, and parents probably find this very much, or teachers as well, you trust people, especially younger people who are making their way and their decisions, when you don't understand what they're doing. Somebody I knew who spent 5 or 6 years in voluntary teaching in Calcutta, left a job in Ireland to do that. And people said, what's she doing that for? Permanent job. Putting it on hold maybe. But, and even her mother used to say, she's put India to find herself. She was doing a lot more there than that. But people had to trust that often we don't know why people try things they try, and it works out well. And real trust allows people to do what they feel called to do and want to do. Person joins a religious life or priesthood now, and people say, have they any clue what they're doing? In fact, they don't. I hadn't a clue when I was 18 what I was doing when I joined the church, because it was turned out totally different than I expected. It's the same with any big commitment. But what about the ordinary things of life? The ordinary times that we trust, even at serious times. Just struck me that fantastic story now of the Chilean miners. They're going to face totally different ways now of putting their trust. As someone said, I could have put my hand in the hand of God and the hand of the devil down there. I put my hand in the hand of God. But then little things will begin now, the ordinary ways of life, to trust again. I have a Jesuit colleague of mine who's had a stroke for the last 17 years. Can't speak. I find that a terrible blow to trusting. So there's big things and there's ordinary things. And by ordinary things, I don't mean they're not serious. I mean the things that happen to everybody. Say bereavement, loss, illness, and the call to trust there, which can be very difficult. I was in the home once after a funeral, and somebody said to the lady whose husband had died, he was in his mid-50s, you must be furious with God. She said, God is all I have then. Whatever happened for her, that deep beneath her terrible loss, sadness, loneliness ahead of her, there was a sense of God, giving protection and care. We can feel very lonely and at the same time feel close to God. I think that's true. People who read, I haven't read it myself, but just visited about the life of Mother Teresa. She had a terribly dark faith herself. Not in her work, or not in inspiring others to the love of God, but herself. Prayer was drudgery the whole time. She stuck faithful. So I trust, I suppose, that God will come in magically in our lives and change our circumstances. That's not real trust. But real trust means a sense of serenity and of joy. We see it in the many petitions that come in during the Novena, especially about illness. And that's a word for our elderly people. And people now, there's more illness in old age, partly because people are living to greater ages. And our own parents and people very close to us, they're immobile maybe, they're still able to manage, but just about. As my mother said, I'm ready to go. But God doesn't seem ready yet. And she has to put that trust both in now and in the hereafter. And that's a lot of our experience. In Garda Street, I've always been stopped by people, maybe because when you're in the Mater Hospital, they're always going for tests. The amount of people going for tests is amazing. And I've had tests myself. There's a trust there. And a genuine prayer. And the prayers we get in the petitions for our loved ones, maybe to give up gambling, give up drink, stop harming people, and leaving it also in the hands of God. In illness, some people say, I went to Lourdes, I didn't get cured, but I got healed. And what they mean by that is a lot of the worry went, and I came back with a bit of peace. Maybe a bit of curing as well. That's what we're looking for in our trust in God. That, I think, is the meaning of the sacrament of the sick. Very often people get a great sense of peace and of closeness to God from it, while not getting better. And trust is always a mystery. We never know why our life goes the way it goes. I think Jesus had a great trust in God as Father. On the cross he said, my God, why have you abandoned me? If you only read the end of that sentence, it seems to be a complete lack of faith, or loss of faith. But the mere fact that he said, my God, means there was still a relationship. There was still enough trust to cry out to God.